Hello, it's me again, Coach Phil with the Business Renovator. What's inspired me to come on this afternoon was I guess it's been something that's going through my head for a little bit this year since I've started launching these live streams. And what's gone through my head is the question of this particular one is to live stream or not to live stream. So before I jump into that topic and share some insights that I have around that, what I'd like to do is honor my friend and mega minder, Brian Monahan, and his book, Customer Delight. And what I've picked for this particular session it's a quote by Marilyn Ferguson. And it goes, each of us guards a gate of change that can only be opened from the inside. So it kind of goes along with Stephen Covey. He made popular the quote, change happens from within inside. Change the inside and the outside will be different. Dr. Wayne Dyer talks about that's the same sort of thing. If you change the things you think about will change. Brian, the author of this book right here, as you can see on the screen, Brian's take is a little bit longer than that. And he goes on to say, it's just you and the customer, mano mano, man to man, one to one, two hearts asking, do I trust you? I believe the gate Ferguson is referencing is the gate to our heart. In life where there is nothing more precious than our heart, we can always guarantee a fellow man will open their gate, but we can choose to open our own gate. Next time, instead of asking, do I trust you, ask, do I trust me? It's easier to open our hearts to our customer if we trust ourselves first. Humans by nature mimic to create trust. Your gate is open. Now their gate is open. Delight is two open gates. I kind of like that. What do you guys think? Comment on it if you have a comment or want to offer up some feedback on that. So let's hit the topic, to live stream or not to live stream. I did a presentation last week to a group of consultants and business coaches, and there was a question about, and actually a number of people I've talked to that are in the coaching consulting space that haven't really done a lot of live streaming or have done none of it at all or thought about it, but tried it and it didn't pan out the way they thought they'd like it to. Ken Wall's a friend of mine who I met this year via live stream because I catch his from time to time. And he's done, I don't know, what did he say? Over 2,500 live streams. And he's got a course that you could go take. It's called Grow Live. And something I think he said numerous times makes sense to me. Just imagine if a major national network offered you up an opportunity to be on air for as many times as you want during a day, during the month, and the only investment was a small amount of money for a platform to do your live streaming on, some internet technology and a computer, or even if you just did it on your phone. I don't think I've done that yet. That'd be my next trick. You could have access to an audience that you develop over time. It's a long-term strategy to build brand recognition and your consistency of being on air. Just think though, if ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox in the US, CBC, CTV, and Global in Canada, and ITV, and I forget the other ones in the UK, but whatever the national television networks are, if they offered you an opportunity for a small amount of money to be on air, to tell your story, to share your best practices, your favorite menus, your angst about your hockey team or your football team or your soccer team, or something somebody did for you and you wanted to share it with them, you had the opportunity to do that for like just a few dollars a month. Wouldn't you do that? Whether you're an entrepreneur or a thought leader or just somebody who wants to share your message with no strings attached. Or maybe there are strings attached. I don't know. Whatever works for you. But here we have the internet, which has a global reach for pennies a day. I've had the opportunity of connecting with people like Jeffrey Gittimore, who is the king of sales. I've connected with Ken Walls, who I mentioned before, and one of his buddies, famous actor, well, somewhat famous if you like the TV show 24 and a few other movies he's been in. Oh, and I think he's been in Star Trek. Glenn Morshower is another fellow that I've met through watching and attending live streams. I've been on Ken Wall's show once. He had a morning show and invited me to be on there. And you could be on Ken Wall's show and get to know more and get your message out there. The things I've learned about politics that I had no idea about before. Not that I'm a poli-sci kind of person, but was still insight about different races and ethnicities that talk about what's going on. You can learn so much stuff. So what sort of things do you have in your toolkit that you would like to share with the world or that you're passionate about? So my Business Renovator is basically 3 things I like to focus on, and that's sales, marketing, and mindset. And I also like to have guests on and not always just do a rant by myself and share what I'm thinking, but I invite people on, business coaches, entrepreneurs, and other interesting people to share their story and get their message out there. So if you're hearing this on the replay and you would like to get your message out there and you think the Business Renovator background is cool, like I do, you could go to my email address and send me a message and say, hey, I'd be interested, phil@coachphil.ca. And let's set up a time for you and I to share your message and go live on my platform. And maybe that would inspire you, if you're not doing it, to do your own live stream podcast, whatever you want to do to help the people that you care about, that you want to help. If you want to see some of the previous podcasts, and let me tell you, they're not all perfect, live streams, it's not really a podcast, it's more of a live stream. You can go to coachphil.ca, and when you get to that website, you'll be able to find my blog. I think it's a tab third from the left, and go there to the blog posts, and you can go and see some of the people and some of the other topics I've talked about and post it up there as additional information. If you're not quite sure if you want to come on my show, if this is not enough to pull you in, no problem. Go check that out and see what else has been there, see what else I've talked about. If it speaks to you, resonates with you, if you want to get your message out, let me know, and I'll do my darndest to get you on as soon as possible. And let's share a message to the world. Again, the question is to live stream or not to live stream. That's the real question. Until next time, take a risk.